Hi everybody, this is Kevin with Texas Yardman and More, doing a follow-up video on a previous video that I did on the American Hunter 55-gallon drum XDE Pro deer feeder, and wanted to just follow up with you guys to tell you how well it's performed. I've had it up now for about 6 months. Set it up in my backyard first just to test things out, and then brought it out here to my property. I'm located here in central Texas in the hill country, and just wanted to let you know that for the money, this feeder has performed very well. So I'm very pleased with my purchase, and also for the price that I paid for it. I paid $130 for this feeder and the spreader. Everything comes contained in this drum. You buy it right there at the store. I bought mine at HEB grocery store, usually the larger ones that are the plus, HEB plus, and it's a seasonal item, so you'll see it right around when deer season's just getting ready to start. So everything comes contained in the drum. The legs come apart in 3 sections, and everything fits in there. So you have to install the supports, the leg stands. They do provide the hardware with it, so it's relatively simple to do with a ratchet set. These are very solid, but as you can see here, I have T-posts set up. They're anchored to the legs because we have cattle that roam freely here, and they will come into your feeders. Especially if you have salt blocks and things like that laying around as well. So so far this one has endured. It's tied together with baling wire, so it's nice and solid. And what I like about this feeder is it stands up pretty tall. I'm 6 foot, so it gives you an idea how high the spreader is up off the ground. You know, they have the low profile ones too, but not for this particular brand, but I've seen other ones, and they cost upward in the neighborhoods of $400 to $500. So for the money, you can't beat this. The add-ons for this that I purchased separately were the solar panel, and this is a universal one made by Moultrie, and it's simply got a wire coming off the back of it with a barrel plug connector, and it plugs into a circuit board in the actual timer feeder area, and I'll show you that here once I get the cover off. But I've not had to replace any batteries for the whole hunting season. I really like that about that. Otherwise you're constantly having to swap out lantern batteries, and nobody wants to do that, especially if you've got a drive that's 2 to 3 hours away. So I went with the rechargeable option. It's really paid off, and you know, it'll last the whole deer season. So wanted to also point out that I bought the critter cage here. This is an additional item that I bought, which is, they're about $20. You can get them at Academy Outdoors. That's just one that's in my area. You probably have local sporting goods stores wherever you're located, but definitely highly recommend you get one of those. And to actually install that, it's just simple hardware. You have to have a drill, and you got to drill some holes up underneath the bottom to anchor that in there. But what I did is, you can either use self-tapping screws for sheet metal, or you can use actual short bolts with washer and nut, and that's what I opted for, just so that I don't have to keep adjusting it or tightening it. So definitely highly recommend that. I've not had any problems with critters. None of them have been able to get in there. No critters have tried to chew on the cables or anything like that, due to the fact that it's high up off the ground. And these poles, they come apart in 3 sections. They are very slippery, and I've had trail cams out here, and I've had no critters attempt to climb up those legs. So and if they did, they were, you know, they would slip. but I have no pictures of it. So so far so good, no problems with that. And there are plenty of raccoons out here. There's foxes, all different kinds of animals out here. So I just wanted to show you that this is a solid unit. I'll go ahead and take off the bottom cover just so you can see what's up underneath that and get a closer look. So underneath here is another add-on item that I have. This is a lighting system by Moultrie. I think I paid 30 bucks for this. You know, it does an okay job. I'm really not sold on it. It has LEDs all around it in a 360-degree pattern, and they're for green lights, and it has a high and a low setting, and it has motion sensing, which is what I use it for. In Texas, we are able to hunt pigs at night on private property, so this unit allows me to see whatever comes into the feeder at nighttime. It has a 30-foot swath, and if any animal is in this vicinity, the lights will go off and illuminate whatever's down below. And I've seen it in action. It does okay, and then sometimes these lights don't come on for whatever reason, and it's definitely not the batteries. I've always replaced the batteries with fresh ones. It's like a hit or miss with this thing. So Moultrie makes good products. I just am not sold on this particular one. What I plan to do is go with a solar and maybe have a permanent lighting system on a 4x4 or something, to where it runs off of a battery, and where it'll just be on all night. So you know, kind of rethinking that, thinking that over. And out here we don't have electricity, so it's raw land, and my options are limited, but this was one that I figured I'd give it a try. Anyhow, that's just another add-on that screws right onto the bottom of the XDE Pro feeder, and it's just a threaded spindle that comes down from the bottom of the feeder, and you're just able to spin this right onto it. So I'm going to go ahead and take the cover off. Under here is a little plastic wing nut. You just spin it counterclockwise. So here's the cover. It's got American Hunter on it, and it's just a plastic cover and protects the timer and the battery from the elements. And what I'm going to do is bring the camera in a little bit closer so you can kind of see the timer and the battery unit, and I'll be right back. As you can see, I've got the cover off, and here's the battery. This is the bottom side of the battery. The battery is actually laying in sideways like this, and it has two coil springs on it. One's positive, one's negative, that touches contacts on the back side of this timer over here on this side. And so it just lays in there. It's rechargeable, and it gets its power from the solar charger up here on the side that I showed you previously. And if you look up here, here's the spinner where the corn comes out. Another add-on item that I bought for around $20 was inside of this drum at the very bottom is a funnel. You definitely got to get a funnel, otherwise the corn will just not come out properly. And so what the funnel does is it channels all the corn down in towards the center, and when this spins, it'll come out like it should. So it's just a plastic round funnel type thing that sits in the bottom of this drum right here. So that's $20. The cage is $20. The battery's about $20, and then the solar charger was $30, and then the actual feeder itself was $130. So that gives you an idea what the cost is, and then you can make the comparison with some of the other ones that are out there on the market. Also on the side over here is the instructions, so you don't have to carry the papers with you on how to program the timer. They're all right here on the side. Easy to read, easy to do, and you have to do a little bit of fiddling with the timer until you get used to it, but it's fairly simple once you figure it out. So I'm going to come around to the front side so you can see the front face of the timer itself. So here we are on the front side of the feeder, and you have a program button, an enter, and a test button here, and then you have up and down and left and right. So when, right now it looks like it's off, but it really isn't. You just hit a button and it illuminates, and it'll show you the power level of the battery. Tells you what time it is, it'll tell you what day of the week it is, and then I have it on the custom setting, and then you would enter into program your settings. Like I have it set for custom because I want it to go off at 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. Whereas the other options are the quick set 1 and 2, which are pre-programmed. I believe they're 6:30 to 6:30. So custom allows you to change those times to your liking. And of course, you know, with daylight savings time, altering you know, the amount of sunlight that we get at a particular time, that's where the custom setting is going to come in handy. And so right now it's set to 2:45 p.m. on Sunday. Today is January 17th of 2021. It also has a feature where you can press and hold the button to test the spinner, just to see if it's working, and it'll actually spit out corn if you got corn loaded into the barrel. So that just allows you, or shows you that hey, it's working, it's doing what it's supposed to do. So hope you like this video. That's kind of my review of it. Highly recommend it. I'm probably going to end up buying 1 or 2 more this next deer season. It's really easy. You have to use a tall step ladder to fill it up. It holds up to 350 pounds of corn, so it can be there for quite a while before you actually have to put more corn into it. So that's a nice feature, but you will need a ladder. You also have the option of taking and adjusting the height off the ground by taking one of these sections of the leggings off. So I have mine at the highest setting to keep it up and away from animals that can poke their head up inside here, and you know, the cows doing the same thing, kind of nudging it with their head and possibly breaking it. But anyhow, that's my review of the feeder. If you liked it, please hit like, and please leave a comment if you enjoyed this video, if it's helpful. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, please do. And just hit the bell in the upper right hand corner for the next video that I do. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.